Okay, my name is Alex, and I'm going to talk to you about some fast bowling or medium pace bowling fundamentals and good practice that we can incorporate into our training. First of all, receiving bowling, I'm going to talk about the grip and the how we hold the ball. But then after that, there's 5 key things. We have the run up, number 1, the bound or takeoff, which is step number 2. We have the back foot landing is step number 3, through to front foot landing, and then finally the follow through position. And we're going to just have a little bit of talk about each one individually. Okay, so the standard grip for seam bowling, we want the seam to be up straight when we release the ball. So we have 2 fingers, index finger and middle finger on top of the ball, and it's supported by the thumb underneath, and the 4th and 5th finger here, or the 3rd and 4th finger here, are just supporting by the side. 2 key things here to remember is that we want the wrist in line with the forearm. We don't want anything that's offline, and we also want the grip width to be probably about 1 finger apart as a rough guide. The closer they are together, the more the ball will come out at your maximum speed. The wider you go, you get a trade-off for more control, but the ball will come out slower. So the basic grip will be index finger and middle finger each side of the center part of the seam, in line with my wrist, and then if I turn it over, I've got the thumb supporting the ball underneath. You can have various positions on that, but for the basic standard grip, just on the side of the thumb pointing down the seam. Point number 1 will be the run up, and the key things for a good run up is that it gets you some momentum so you can run through the crease and you can go towards your target. And we don't want to be running too fast that we can't control our bowling action, but also we don't want to have a situation where we haven't got enough speed and then we have to use our muscle strength to bowl the ball rather than rhythm and timing and using our weight to direct the ball. The first thing I would look at is where I want to bowl on the crease. So for me, my standard ball, I want to be relatively close to the stumps, but I don't want to be across with my feet. So I want a straight line running parallel to the stump line, and I'm going to be bowling over the wicket on this side of the stumps. And I want to imagine that I'm running down a very straight line towards my target, and my feet are going in that straight line. So you can trace that all the way back to your starting position. And as you approach the crease, you are aiming to have nice relaxed arms, and we are running in a straight position in terms of our direction to the target. Step number 2 is the bound. So we've done the run up. Now the run up is getting us into our takeoff position or the bound. The important thing with the jump is that we jump high enough that we have time to organize ourselves in the air before we land, and we get off the ground, but we don't want to go too high that we then end up losing some speed. So I want a nice straight jump towards the target that's going to follow the direction that my run up is taking me in. The key thing for me is that I maintain my straight direction with the jump, and my arms are going up equally. So I don't have both arms on one side or one arm out and then one arm out this way. We want to have a nice balanced position as we take off from the ground. Coming on to point 3, which is back foot contact. If we have run in a straight line with the run up and we've taken off in a straight direction with the jump, the back foot contact should follow in the same principles that is taking us towards our target. The key thing with the back foot contact is that you want to make sure that your back leg is quite straight when you land. If you have a bent back leg when you land, you are going to lose a little bit of pace. So you can have a straight back leg is ideal, but we want it ideally underneath our head, and we want it on line with the target that we're bowling to. As I'm running straight, my target is off stump for a right-handed batsman. As I take off, I'm really looking at this right leg being underneath me. A good drill is to be able to hold that balanced position. If I can get that bag foot underneath me, it means I've got good balance and good height. Point 4 is front foot contact or delivery position. Taking it from the bag foot contact here, with my arm down here, my arm goes behind me and my wrist starts to rotate. But as I'm doing that, I want to find the ground with the front arm and front leg. I want to pull this down as quickly as I can, and that gives me a nice supportive position, again in a straight line towards my target. A heel first position will help me keep my legs straight, which will help me bowl a little bit closer to my full potential for speed, and it will get me a nice brace position where arm is across my body here, shoulder up close to my ear, and I'm pointing down the wicket. Okay, so lastly, point 5, which is the follow through. We want to have a nice full follow through, so we are again same principle, following a direction that we want the ball to go in terms of line and target. From my brace front foot position here, delivery, I want my left arm across me here. As I move from this position down and release the ball, I want to now make a full turn with my shoulders and step through with a full turn with my lower body as well. I want to feel that I can step down that line and fully release all the energy that I have before I then have to slow down. If we see a follow through to the right, it means that we haven't stayed on line. If we see a follow through this side, it means we've over rotated and we haven't gone to the target as directly as we could have done. There are 5 points that we've covered. The general theme on all 5 pretty much follow the directness of the energy that we're choosing to go into the line that we run on, the line that we jump on, the line that we create when we put our back foot down and front foot down, and then lastly follow through. We all want to create that straight line towards a target. If we can do that, then we will have repeatability. If we can do that, we will have consistency, but we would also have maximum effort or output of speed. And we will be able to, again, in terms of a skill perspective, if we can keep the seam upright, we have a chance of hitting the seam. We have the chance the ball will move off the seam. And if there's any movement in the air, we will find it if the seam is upright, slight bias to out and in swing. But that straight line, that running in a straight line and directing your body weight in a straight line will help you keep the ball upright, which is a key part in seam bowling.